I don't know what happened there. The video kind of paused. I don't know what happened. Anyway, hey everybody, it's Keith Gleason from Indie Comics Relay, and we're back. It's another Wednesday, and with me as always, my good bud, my good friend, Johnny C. How's it going, buddy?
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
It's I mean, it's
full of
it's been every
glitches.
week, dude, since like January, I think.
I know.
We originally started with the hour, what is it, every other week kind of format.
Bi-weekly, yeah.
And it's kind of gone off the rails, you know?
Yeah.
I guess we're a popular show, you know?
I know. I think 90% of the episodes I've had technical glitches. So it's just another Wednesday for us when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like even right now, I'm operating off of my cell phone, propped up with no power connection because my laptop decided to do an update. I was like, oh no.
If you need to switch over sometime during the show, just, like go dark for a second and come back,
We're going to run this thing on the power of indie comics.
And Roland had a funny joke. The game crashed. Yeah, it definitely did. That's great. Hey, Roland, thanks for joining us. Looks like we got Amy with us tonight, as always. And I think we got Heroineburgh with us tonight, which is awesome. And we got a few other people watching, but no one's made their entrance into the chat yet. So that's But yeah. So we got another exciting show this week, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this little banter we do back and forth gives people time to jump on, right? As soon as we go live, notifications fire off. It gives them a minute. As a matter of fact, a good way to fill that time is to open up a Kickstarter real quick.
Oh yeah, what do you got? Let me make you solo here.
Well, so
do you know what this Kickstarter is, or is it a total secret?
Well, I mean, I kind of got a hint of it on the exterior of the package. I love when creators do this. They put something in the exterior of the package so like, oh, this is that thing. It's that one extra step. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious to see what Don sent you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. I'm actually gonna. So I didn't open the full thing yet because I wanted to do it live on the air.
I'm sure he's gonna pop in at some point. Nice
Gemini mailer. So
I like that he mailed that inside the priority envelope. Yeah, that's great.
So pro tip: I save these Gemini mailers. And
you got to
send out. I use it to send out my books to other people.
You got to. That's what I do. I recycle all of the ones.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna submit to the to the campaign, you might as well use all the resources, right?
Yes, sir.
Resources and recycle. So
that stuff's not cheap.
Mailer as a good little recycler that I am, but I got to show you guys the book I got. So this was the book that I backed.
Oh, you got the Rob Willis cover. Nice.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Look how awesome that is.
Oh, I love that image. He got some top tier talent to do the covers. Yeah. Did you just get that one? Oh, you got the nice letter. I've seen that.
I got the letter.
And a few people have unboxed the video or the book, and I've seen that letter. So that's a nice touch, actually.
Yeah, I like the letter. That's it shows that he took the time. Even it's personally signed. It's a typed letter, and I get it. Yeah, it's personally signed, and I appreciate that.
That's always cool. Yeah.
The real thing, the thing I love the most is this.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. How great is that card,
dude? This thing
so
is
good.
So cool. I love it.
That's my favorite cover of the campaign. So is that the only bonus stuff you got? Was the book?
That's the only bonus one I got this time. There's been a lot of campaigns happening right now, so I'm going mildly broke.
Yeah, that's what happens, dude.
I'm loving the rewards I'm getting,
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It's that time of year. Like I've gotten to the point where I schedule, like when I get my paycheck, I have a whole list of campaigns I need to back, and I kind of go in order of when they're completing first,
Yep.
So I play that game. Yeah. And we also, before we get into the guests, we got Ara joining us.
Ara.
We got Brian from Blast Beat. Hey, Brian, good to see you. And We got more people watching.
Purchase,
so,
Ara.
What's that?
I was just say thanks again for your purchase, Ara. Ara bought some books off me a couple weeks ago, or a week or two ago, and can't thank him enough. He actually got the preview edition of Surrounded by Death 2, the thing I'm launching the Kickstarter for.
Oh, nice! And I know he backed my campaign too, so I'll be having. Look, he said started reading number 1 of Surrounded by Death. Johnny. Yeah.
Awesome. I hope you enjoy it, Ara.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so without further ado, let's bring in tonight's guest. Now, before I bring them in, these guys they've been booked on the show for probably about 4 months now, and I really like what they're doing. It reminds me of what me and John Cimino were doing back in the day with Hero Envy. Same kind of concept where it was like a web show and a comic, so I kind of have a kinship with these guys. So
I mean, I even did kind of like a budget-friendly web series back in the day too. So when I was watching theirs, I was getting a little bit of nostalgia for the work I've done. The thing is, they finished mine. I didn't complete mine. I know. That.
And these guys are trucking right along. They have
that's awesome.
Episodes. It's crazy. Let's bring these guys in. First, we got Heroineburgh, which we call HB affectionately, not HB Comics, but Heroineburgh.
HB Comics is something totally different.
That's somebody around us. That's kind of like an internal joke. HB. We also got Ben with us, Ben Barnett. Good to see you, Ben.
Howdy.
And we got Wild Wayne. Hey, Wayne, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
So, oh yeah, definitely. So one thing before we get into the whole Heroineburgh thing, one thing we always ask our guests right up the top of the show is we love to find out, like your influences and like what put you guys on this path to actually making comics or making the web show. Like, is it, was there a specific comic you read back in your past or TV show that you saw that kind of inspired you to be part of this crazy industry? I mean, I guess we could go around the room. We could start with HB and
I'll let the artist go first.
Okay, let's start with Wayne. Wayne, did you certain comic you read that you wanted to be part of this crazy industry?
Yes. It was in high school. I found a old Batman and Outsider comic book I had.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it. It wasn't my thing. I wasn't interested in it. So I traded it for an X-Men comic book by Mark Silvestri.
Okay.
His artwork I was like, I've never seen anybody draw something like this in a comic book.
On a monthly book too, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa,
I think I will always remember the Wolverine cover where he's nailed to the cross. The X. We all remember
the Reavers stuff.
Oh,
Isn't that the part of the Reavers or the Brood storyline? Yeah.
It was amazing. So I wanted to draw like that. I wanted to take what skill I had as an artist and do stuff like that. So it's all his fault. We're blaming him. Damn you, Mark. I'll see you at a convention.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
still getting your autograph and going to let you have it.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Ben?
Boy, I was back in the 80s in English class copying John Byrne comics. Boy, I think that it was I probably didn't, start messing around until he was on Fantastic Four. But of course, all the X-Men, big influence. Then I got into like Jean Mobius Giraud and heavy metal and all the the French underground, and started I started to think about wow, where can this go? This can go to strange places, and just saw the potential of the medium, and I was like, oh man, I gotta get
That's a good time to get in comics. Funny aside with John Byrne, real quick. I just found out, I haven't been to his website yet, but I guess he's been drawing and writing an X-Men comic on his website for like years now, and just putting it up for free. Which I gotta go check that out. I bet that's amazing.
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bye guys. I gotta go check that out.
No, it's really dope. It's like like he could have stepped out of a time machine from that time period. The style is just the same energy, same line.
Awesome.
You're gonna love it, man. Oh,
okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's very cool.
How about you, HB?
Now, if only he could do the same thing with She-Hulk. Yeah, so I guess we're talking both TV and comics, right? So I guess the big influences on our style, kind of our campy, fun spandex-clad 80s style. Yeah, and yes, I like Michael Turner. I'm a big fan of Aspen. Thank you, Blast Beat. But that's later, of course. That's not childhood stuff. So yeah, let's go. What was I saying here? TV, I guess, first of all, right? I mean, in this, I grew up obviously watching things like Shazam and Isis Hour, Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, Batman 66, Wonder Woman 77, Buck Rogers, the Red Sonja movie, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All on down to like Xena, Witchblade, Black Scorpion. So those are kind of like the influences on the and then there's of course there's web series. Not unlike yourself, there were some web series 5 or 6 years ago that influenced me. One was called Super Femmes, produced out of North Carolina. Only lasted 1 season, and then two influences from me that cross over both in comics and videos are George Perez. I think pretty much the first series that I followed all the way through was the Judas Contract story in Titans. But what a lot of people don't know is that much later on, basically in the 2000s, George Perez produced a series of live action videos called Sisterhood of Superheroines. And I have all of those. And so both of those are influential. And as well, the guy that made both videos and comics would be Bill Black from FemForce.
Okay.
In the
I think
80s,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Well, he's done FemForce since the 80s, and he also has a movie production company and did many live action movies with his characters. And ours is kind of a similar campy nature to that as well. And so I guess maybe in addition to the Pittsburgh flavor, which is of course the main flavor in Heroineburgh, we have some Central Florida action too going, maybe from Perez and Bill Black.
Awesome.
So I mean, otherwise than that is just 80s, a lot of 80s stuff besides Byrne, Bill Black and George Perez. There's like Love and Rockets, the Hernandez Bros. There's like Mark Evanier's DN Agents, the Elementals, Bill Willingham. I used to read a lot of that stuff, left comics for a long time, and then came back in the mid 2010s and kind of caught up. So that's where I am today. As far as the influences on Heroineburgh, yeah.
So now, HB, are you the primary creator behind Heroineburgh, or?
Yes, I'm the primary creator. I guess if there's 2 modern comics that I like, I would just say that my favorites would be Invincible and Empowered. So there you go. But yes, I'm the primary creator of the IP, the intellectual property universe, and I do everything from writing the scripts to finding the locations for the shoots to casting to making sure the costumes are all good, and then managing everything else, printing, obviously making sure the printing of the books is good because everything is made in Pittsburgh. The actors are all in Pittsburgh.
Cool.
The writer, the artists, even the printer, all done in Pittsburgh. Nothing is done outside of Western Pennsylvania as far as this book goes.
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow. Yeah, so it's organically grown to that city, and I love that. It's very, it almost like it permeates through the book. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Like rather than having and nothing against this, but rather than having an imaginary city like Gotham or Metropolis, we have basically a fantastic version of Pittsburgh. It's just like regular Pittsburgh, except about 36 women have superpowers. That's the only difference. And I would like to say that Pittsburgh itself, in addition to the 30 or some characters in the book and in the series, Pittsburgh itself is a character as well. I like to compare it to, I don't know if you've seen this cartoon, Miraculous Ladybug. If you watch that, you can notice Paris is basically a character in the series, right? They're always battling around the Eiffel Tower, blah, 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 right? So shout out to Code Orange, Pittsburgh's best band. I actually worked with them. Thank you, Blast Beat. At the very beginning of Code Orange, when they were called Code Orange Kids, I worked with them a bunch of times because I'm also from the music scene here. But back to the story. Yeah. So Pittsburgh is a character in the book. You can see lots of locations, both in the book and in the live action series.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That vibe definitely permeates throughout it. And I was just going to say that that's a lot of work that you guys are taking on. Where do you find the time in the day?
I have some time.
I can actually I don't tell my boss this, but I can draw comics and do my job at the same time. So I taught myself how to use, I can color with the mouse and do my desk job with my left hand and my right hand.
Classic multitasker. So yeah.
I'm actually more productive when I'm on the job. And, they don't need to know what I'm really up to. I'm working from home now, as many of us are. So, hey, the work gets done and Heroineburgh gets its pages. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, it's not often where people can fully devote themselves to comic books in the indie scene. It's like usually like I make an independent comic, but I also like do this. You know what I mean? So it's like it can be really hard to juggle a lot of it, but. You guys are also a team. You're several members coming together, and that's the great part about it too. Is that all the moving components working together definitely makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Blast
what I'd like to
taught myself how to draw while driving the bus. That's great. Classic.
That's awesome. Oh man, that'd be hard. What I
do. So. When did Heroineburgh start? Like, did it start as a web series first before a comic, or?
Heroineburgh started in the summer of 2016.
Wow, so that's recent.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, the episodes have been going out for 4 years, and the comics for almost 2. And
wow. So how many do you produce a year? Like 6?
I can produce. Well, I was producing episodes quicker at the beginning because they had smaller casts and they were easier. But now that each episode is more like literally like a CW show with like several intertwining plots, it takes longer. So I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say 4 episodes a year and 2 comics a year, approximately.
That's pretty good output, though. I mean, like if you think about it, like sometimes indie creators can't even get out 1 book a year. You know what I mean? So it's like that's pretty damn good. Like I like that a lot. How did the idea come about? Is this something? I mean, I heard you mentioned like some influences there, like FemForce and like ISIS and stuff like that. Was that part of the driving factor to do like an all-female kind of cast?
Yes. I want to give Wayne a chance to talk about his stuff in a minute.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get into the comic side of things too.
Kind of briefly, in the summer of 2016, I conceived of this while I was working at the equipment desk at Pittsburgh Filmmakers, and I had a lot of time on my hands and when I started getting back into comics, I started to rediscover kind of the love I had for like female superheroes from my youth, and wrote a bunch of stories. It all started out actually with one particular character that had to do with a parody play in Pittsburgh, a live action play called Pittsburgh Batman, and they had a character in there that was an environmental character, but she never became Pittsburgh Poison Ivy, like the other characters had names like Pittsburgh Batman, Youngtown Joker, and stuff like that. And so she didn't become Pittsburgh Poison Ivy. So I took her. I made Gardenia out of her, which was my first heroine from the series. And from then on, I just kind of generated characters and generated scenarios. And because I was working at the equipment desk, two things happened. Number one, they accumulated 60 hours, which was enough to give me a free membership for a year at Fit Filmmakers. And number two, because of that, I had access to cameras. So I decided to start filming these episodes that I've been writing. And the first one we filmed entirely in the building of Pittsburgh Filmmakers on the 3rd floor on a Tuesday. And it's sad because that organization really doesn't exist anymore. It kind of collapsed. And it was a real institution. So it's but one of the last things Pittsburgh Filmmakers did in its 30 or so year history was inspire Heroineburgh, I guess, which is great.
Yeah, no, definitely. And
so I brought on these guys to draw, and Ben started as of issue 1, and Ben is also one of the main villains in the series. He can talk about that. But Wayne Brown came on issue 2 and also was doing a comic strip with us in the local newspaper. COVID killed the newspaper, so we reprinted it in the comic. And Wayne actually has a whole different comic book that he's been doing for several years. He can talk about that.
When did before we get into that individually, when did the comic start? Like, was that like a year into the episodes?
No, almost 3 years into the episodes.
Oh, okay. So the comic was more of a recent kind of.
The comic, idea. The comic's about a year and a half old, and there's 2 issues out in about 130 stores around the country, and also available from the website.
Okay, yeah. It's funny, we meet, like I was telling you guys backstage, like same thing happened with us when I was doing Hero Envy. We did about 30 episodes total, but around the 20 episode mark, we wanted to do like a comic book. So it kind of same trajectory in a lot of weird ways, which is kind of funny. So Ben, when did you come into the series? Like
I came in
scripts?
I was just like an extra in one of the episodes.
Okay.
And I saw what was going on. I'm like, this is awesome. And I say, I can draw. What maybe we should talk about. You ever think about this as like an actual comic book? And it's like, so it's kind of like the reverse trajectory of how Marvel goes from comic books to movies. It was live action first. But it was like, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. And one thing led to another, and here we are.
Was it?
I love it when one thing leads to another.
Yeah. Conceived of it. Yeah, we really conceived of it together, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Ben, were you drawing before this? Were you doing comics before this, or?
Not really. I was doing a lot of club flyers.
Okay.
And I would do. I would do like just kind of commissions, and I've been doing a lot of like covers for paperbacks, which I can't show you because they're intellectual property, but I promise you they're awesome. But
and so this was your first attempt at a comic, huh?
Yeah, it really was. I'd messed around in a very amateurish way before that. Mm-hmm. But this is the first legitimate go of it. But no, it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. And then that's when you guys brought in Wayne for the second issue after the first one was done?
Right. Wayne started out doing the comic strip with us.
Oh, okay.
And we like I said, we had a third arm of this, which was am I echoing a little bit?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think you're all right. I think you're
we had a third arm of this, which was the comic strip. At one of the local Comic-Cons, the local Alt Weekly, Alternative News Weekly, was approaching people to be in their comic strip section, and we signed up, and they wound up running about 5 months worth of strips, which I wrote. Original stories that used the same characters, but obviously were not the same plot lines as in the book. So
now, was the strip like was it funny? Was it like the three panel gag, or was it like more like the Stan Lee Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was definitely Stan Lee Spider-Man, very much so. And it was basically each story was six strips, right? So 18 panels total, basically.
Okay.
And it was very strict. Yeah, 6 strips was a story. We got through three of those stories, so 18 strips, right?
Oh,
And
cool.
then the newspaper stopped printing. At first, Ben was doing it, and then we had Wayne start to do it, and the newspaper stopped printing around COVID time.
Sucks.
Yeah, well, exactly. And so we reprinted strips in the back of the second issue, so people can see all of that work. Nothing went to waste. It all looks fabulous.
Oh, good. Yeah, and that's good stuff to collect, for extras and things like that. So I'm glad you guys utilized it. And so Wayne, HB had said that you were also working on another comic besides the Heroineburgh one.
Yeah, this is not my first comic book I did. I've done several different books, and
cool.
I worked with several different great writers.
Awesome.
The last book I did was Like Father, Like Daughter, issue number 6. Issue number 7 is starting its Kickstarter now. I think Kat gave me that. Kat Uno's great personality on YouTube, great writer.
Awesome.
Loved working with her. I did all the original 6 issues of Like Father, Like Daughter for her.
Oh, cool. And that's going to be on Kickstarter soon?
Yeah, I think it is on my Facebook. It usually pops up when she,
okay.
She usually pops it over to me, and I pop it out to everybody on Facebook and social media when it happens.
Yeah,
awesome.
number 7's about to fund, but the trade for 1 through 6 just fulfilled. I got it in the mail last month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll have to check that out.
So please check it out. It was a great series. I had a great fun doing it. Before that, I did probably one of the craziest books I ever illustrated. Lesbian Zombies from Outer Space. If you've not seen this book, I'm not surprised, but you should definitely check it out because it's probably one of the most corniest, funniest comic books I've ever had the privilege of doing.
Lesbian Zombies from Outer Space. Okay, get behind that.
It was like a Jerry Maguire moment there when he told me the title of the book he wanted me to talk about doing. As soon as he said like Lesbian Zombies from Outer Space, I was like, I'm in. You had me at Lesbian Zombies from Outer Space. I grew up with those bad movies, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Killer Tomatoes, all that stuff. So as soon as I heard that title, I just like, this is going to be like a horror.
Well, that's a concept that'll sell just on the name. Yeah. You know what I mean? That doesn't even know what it looks like, but it'll sell on that name.
I didn't care. I knew I was going to do some crazy stuff with it. And I like the crazy stuff because it allows me to be a little crazy with my artwork, instead of, trying to be a certain way. Sometimes I get a lunatic fringe every now and then when I'm drawing a book, and I'm just like, what if we have him flip it upside down and throwing cars around? And the writers are like, I like the idea, but it's not my story.
Yeah.
So.
What were you going to say, Johnny? I saw that.
No, I was just going to say is the like right there at the tail end of the creative process is like working on somebody else's story. It's like just learning the discipline of like you want to something, you want to kind of put your spin on it, but you also kind of have to abide by the constraints of the creator of the story overall.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean. It's like for me and Kat had a great relationship as writer artist. If I had an idea, I just throw it out there. Sometimes she went with it. Most likely she didn't. She was like, too hardcore, not that kind of comic book, but we would always joke around that she was Stan Lee and I was Jack Kirby. So that's what those kind of guys created this industry from. Right. Collaborating and working together to make the book what it is.
Awesome.
2 of my favorites, of course. I think everybody will agree. You can't beat those 2. They were the Beatles of comic books. Let's
Adam Warlock says, "When does the sequel come?" Lesbian Vampires from Outer Space. Hey, Adam, thanks for joining us, bud. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us as well. Good to see you guys. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
Right now I'm just working on some illustrations to put out there.
Yeah. One thing Johnny had said about Johnny, remember what you said about the comic when I gave it to you a few weeks ago?
Refresh my memory.
It's like thick. It's like
Oh yeah, that heavy cardstock, man.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
that thing ain't going to waste. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could
Hey,
bludgeon
kill somebody
that
with that
thing.
book,
Love
you
it.
know.
Yeah, you have to be Superman to rip it in half, for Christ's sakes. It's great. I love it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yes.
I found that to be. I see, some people may not like that. I love that it's very thick card stock. I think that kind of gives it a little bit more of a premium feel, of the book itself. So yeah, and you don't see that commonly either. So I also feel like that kind of sets you guys apart a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's I like that thick cardstock too. It's like interesting to see a book on that, and the colors really popped. I thought too on the the look of it, everything, Yeah. So, are you Wayne? Are you working on the next issue now? Number 3
Of Like Father, Like Daughter? No.
No, of the Heroineburgh comic.
Oh,
No, not
we
yet.
will. Yes, I
Pretty
am
soon.
scheduled to do some
Pretty
art
soon,
work,
okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Looking forward
That's
to it.
good. Keep it. Now, Ben, are you gonna still do art for the book too, or no?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be a little bit delayed. I got some other things lined up, but I'm still gonna be part of the Heroineburgh universe until they kick me out.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to be. We got everybody whipped into shape with the lesbian vampires. Harry says maybe lesbian thespians from outer space.
Ben,
Lesbian thespian.
That's a sequel. I'm up
There
for
we
it.
go. Lesbian mummies from outer space. That has
Ben,
a lot
you
of
have the
potential.
cards?
Has some potential.
Yeah,
It writes itself, really.
it does.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there. I'm ready to go now. Let's go.
Awesome. So I've seen a handful of the episodes because you guys were gracious enough to send them to me, and I really like it. It's like, I think, how much do you guys charge for an episode to download if people are interested? Is it like $2, $3?
Essentially, they're like paying. How Heroineburgh or any book that's limited edition, a crowdfunded book or whatever would be, a premium price. We're actually lower than any crowdfunded book. We're about around, $7.99 for the book. But yeah, so the episodes are pretty much the same price.
Okay.
It's like buying a half hour long live action comic book, and so that's pretty much the story. It's just like getting a comic book, except it's live action. Ben, before I was going to do a little bit of show and tell,
Okay.
including show art and videos, just for a little bit. But
Yeah,
I wanted
that'd be great.
first,
if you share your screen, don't forget to share the audio.
Yeah, of course. Ben is working on his tarot deck. I wanted to see if he had some of that to show.
Yeah, I can. Let me try to do this right. Let's see, I'm hitting share something.
Oh, you're showing
screen.
the screen, not the physical stuff. Okay.
I can show this physical stuff too. Let's see. Screen.
Either one.
Show these tips. Share audio. Screen.
So Ben is working on a tarot deck called The History of Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
This is my Ace of Cups. Like the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail. The Devil card is Rasputin. The Queen of Wands is Helena Blavatsky. Merlin is on the Ace of Swords, like the Sword in the Stone type of thing.
Cool.
And it kind of spans like the whole history of magic and mysticism and alchemy.
Oh, interesting.
And et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I need to see some of the artwork from it.
Hold some up to the camera. I don't know how effective this is going to be. If you kind of squint in here,
Let's make them big.
Yeah, let me pop you up here.
There we go.
Oh, cool, very cool.
Oh,
That's
very
nice.
cool. You said you were inspired by Mobius, and I can see that clearly.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, definitely.
I am not fit to carry his jockstrap, but
Those are good, man. Those
Yeah.
look really nice.
Beautiful artwork.
Love me some
Beautiful
movies.
artwork.
So
Thank you.
this is the artwork for the tarot cards that you're.
yeah, and
Very cool.
you can get the tarot deck now. There's the major arcana and the minor arcana, right? the pips and the trumps, and it's for sale now, but all of the minor arcana have been in black and white. And there's a booklet that comes along with it, tells you, what the cards mean and who these people are or were, and that's fine. But I've been saying, okay, before I die, I was worried I was going to catch COVID and die without having finished this thing. So before I die, I want to get the thing 100%.
You have to consult the tarot to make sure you don't die.
It's so far, it's like saying, I don't know, man. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So before I, shuffle off this mortal coil, I want to make sure that the whole thing is in color, so you get a nice full color deck. And I'm just grinding along, man. Doing one card.
I don't know offhand. Is a tarot deck the same amount of cards as like a regular card deck, or
it's a little bit more?
Okay.
It's 78 cards.
78 cards. Okay.
So
that'll be cool when it's finished. When do you project to finish that? Like later this year?
Ask me another question. No.
How about this? How long does it take you to do one card? Maybe a month or two?
If my boss isn't watching, I can do a card in about 5 to 7 days. Although that ace of cups, I wanted to really hit it out of the park. So that was
so sometimes you spend more time on certain cards than you do on others, right? Yeah, that's just like with any artwork, I think, in general.
And just to plug my own thing here, I'm on Facebook, Benjamin Zeus Barnett, and people generally, if you want to check out the artwork, it's on like photos, and if anybody wants to put in an order for it, I've been doing most of my promotion on Facebook. I'll probably put it on, I don't know, some kind of buy on demand printing at some point.
Definitely. That'd be great. Or even you could even kickstart it. I'm sure people would be interested in that.
People do that, but and then there's also I'm also working on the big version of the book and getting into really deep details about different initiatic secret societies and the history of these movements and just really getting into the history of it. I want to make it as as legit as possible. And put out a good product. So it's dovetailing those with with other projects. It's a labor of love.
It's a balance. It's a balancing act.
But once that's stitched up, I'll be able to splash around in indie comics more.
Yeah, definitely. HB, did you have stuff you wanted to share now?
Oh yeah,
sure. So I'd say let's do a little show and tell. I was going to say, other than Ben and Wayne, who are the amazing interior artists, we have some other contributors. The cover artist and the guy who does the character drawings for us, Jason Wright, is a very prolific DC freelancer with over 600 credits in the industry.
Oh, wow.
His
artwork is great.
He's essentially a colorist for the majors, and he just came off coloring Metal Men, so he colored, Shane Davis on Metal Men.
Yes, yep.
Right. And he goes back to the mid to late 90s, so he has, work on Green Lantern, Batgirl, Secret Six, all kind of stuff. But in any case, he does our covers, and then we also have people doing some of our pinups. Marcel Walker is one of our guys. He's a local comics maven and does pinups for us. But in any case, I wanted to show you, just do a little show and tell. The next thing we have coming out is actually the episode 19. It came out basically today or yesterday.
Oh wow! So perfect time.
Yeah, no, it's perfect time.
Like a comic book. It's Wednesday,
Right.
Like
it's Wednesday, and it's new video day, NVD. And so we're going to show the trailer. Then we're going to go to the website and show Wayne and Ben's art a little bit, and also Jason. And then also I want to show a very short video by Mauricia, who is one of our actresses. She produces her own comic, and she will introduce comic number 2. So here we go. First of all, I'm going to share. Excuse me while I boomer around just a little bit, as boomers do. I'm going to share the entire screen.
All right.
As soon as it lets me do that.
And you shared the audio as well. You check that box.
As far as yes. Share the audio. And as far as I know, I'm sharing. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, hopefully. Am I sharing?
Yeah, I see it here. Let me add it to the screen. There we go.
Okay, very good. And let's go with the it's coming up here, sorry. Let's go with the trailer to episode 19 first in 2 parts. It just came out today, basically.
All right.
And I'm not sure why it's rotating like that. You're seeing an empty screen, huh?
We are.
Yeah, we are, but it's all right.
Oh, there it goes. It took a while. Hold on a second. It is freezing. This is not good because this did not happen earlier today. Hold on, please.
That's okay.
This is very weird.
We'll fill up the dead air, right?
Oh, there it goes.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, make it full screen here, and I'll see if I can.
Oh, it's okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. It's yeah, something's freezing on the internet all of a sudden. Not good. Not good.
Maybe a refresh or.
This is really bad.
Well, you know what? Let me try. Is there something I can look up on my end?
Shoot the link over to Keith. Maybe Keith can display it.
It's rotating like a.
Yeah,
like
if you want to throw that in the private chat, and I'll.
All right, I'm going to throw it in the private chat right now
for us. Wow,
I'm sorry about this.
Look how many levels.
No, it's okay.
My whole thing is freezing. My whole thing is freezing up.
All right, let me go to YouTube right now and see if I can find it there.
I just sent it to you in the private chat. My
You did? Okay,
I
perfect.
apologize about that. That's
okay.
He thinks it.
This happened, you know. It's you know, we're good. We roll with this kind of stuff all the time. We had Roy Thomas on the show.
Oh yeah. Well,
and we
oh
were.
My gosh. Yeah,
we couldn't even get like 3 lines out before they
Something happens.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So.
Yeah,
I saw his interview on Top XP. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's such a cool dude. All right, let me see. All right, let's see.
All right, I'm going to send you another link. Another link.
Here's the trailer.
That's right.
She's living in Heroineburgh.
Hello.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's living fantastic dreams. She's shooting out laser beams, taking over computer screens. On, and she's feeling super strong. When deadly threats attack, she'll be ready to strike back. She's living in Heroineburgh.
Awesome. Very fun.
Great. The next link is Maurice's intro for the comic book number 2.
All right. Let me see. That's in the chat as well.
I love that these guys have fun with these books.
Get the website here.
Website. That's flashy.
Yeah, it is. Very nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, do you want to look at the website first? Go ahead and look at the website first, okay?
Yeah, so I love that you have the characters out here.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Click on comic book, please.
Okay.
Click on comic book 2, please.
All right.
There you go. Comic book 2.
Very cool.
There, right there, you see on the left, Jason Wright's cover for issue number 2. On the right, you see Ben Barnett's interior art for one of the stories. If you scroll down a little bit, that is Poderosa. That is Marcel Walker's back cover pinup of one of the characters. She's kind of like a cross between Lois Lane and Power Girl, I guess.
Awesome.
And if you go further down again, then you see Wayne Brown's art right there with 2 of the superheroines fighting flying robots downtown in the city.
Very cool.
Love that shot, man. I love that shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a great page, man.
Yeah,
It is.
very dynamic.
Yes,
Very
Wayne
cool.
did a really good job, and I was thinking that the scene where they fight the robots, it reminds me a lot of Inspector Gadget, which was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh
Where they
yeah.
have that fight
Yeah,
among
I see
the
that.
skyscrapers downtown, right? So
Yeah, and I noticed you guys also have all the characters broken down by like heroines and villains.
you can check that out. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
very
these are
cool.
all of these are Jason's drawings of the characters. These are representations of what the actual actresses look like in the series. So
Yeah, I love that.
mhm.
Now I was curious, like, how did you now are all these women, are they all actresses that you cast in the show, or are they cosplayers that wanted to be in a show? How
They're all actresses now.
okay.
But as far as their backgrounds, they are extremely varied. The first few came from the music scene, which was great because they had the kind of the charisma of they were used to being on stage, right? And so it transferred to film. Then we recruited from the theater scene. We recruited from improv comedy, belly dance, and burlesque, and also a few cosplayers. But I would say cosplayers are the least inclined to be on camera and act. It's better if we use performers. If there's some kind of live performer, no matter what it is, then it's usually better. But we do have some cosplayers involved, and in fact, a couple of the ladies have helped us with the costumes as well. So that's always appreciated.
Yeah, I do like. I think it's a great idea, especially if you go to conventions. You guys could bring like a handful of the actresses.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly what we do. So we appear at conventions, and in fact, coming up May 22nd and 23rd, the first convention since COVID in Pittsburgh, outdoors at the waterfront in Homestead. New Dimension Comics is sponsoring their annual Three Rivers Con. And it's going to be outside, and we're going to have a bunch of our heroines there, and we're also going to have all of the creators there selling our book, signing our book, and selling all their own books. So we're going to have Wayne, Ben, Marcel, Mauricia, and a few more people. It's going to be kind of a loosely put together collective that I like to call Comicsburg, I guess.
Okay, that's very fun.
And as far as the ladies being there in their costumes, other than being on camera, that's pretty much the only time they're in their costumes, but they're not cosplayers. We sometimes have to explain these are the actual actresses. So it's like you're meeting Scarlett Johansson or Chris Evans, but just not quite as famous, right?
Yeah. No, but that's fun. It kind of helps generate the excitement, about the book, about the series,
And you'll be able to meet one of our main villains, the corrupt detective Mark Drake, who is in front of us right now.
I saw that. That's great. I love that all the villains are men, or mostly men, which is awesome.
They're not. Actually, the villains are mostly women too.
Oh, that's true. There's like the anti-heroine.
Ben's one of the odd guys out. Yeah, he kind of he co-leads the evil cabal called the Black Faction. Maybe they're kind of like the what do we call them? The Brotherhood of Evil, or the Sinister. The Legion of Doom. They're our Legion of Doom, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drake would describe himself as a pragmatist, I'm sure. But
I watched all the episodes with my wife that you sent me, and she enjoyed them a lot. So she thought they were great too. So there
was great acting in it. Like
it's fun. Yeah, it's very fun.
People got into the roles really well. And like you said earlier, like you watch Witchblade and all that stuff. Like it definitely gave off that energy of like that 90s era superhero show. Like I don't know if you guys remember Mantis.
Exactly. Mantis was the black. Mantis was literally the Black Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he was a super rich guy who had lots of gadgets. Robert, exactly. And Robert Townsend played him.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Robert Townsend or was it Carl Lumbly? I thought. I don't know.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Meteor Man. Never mind.
Meteor Man.
Yeah. You're right.
I think that's a great example because that was also another kind of like 90s vibe. Like that same energy's there,
Campy.
What about Blink?
So both 90s. I would say 90s and 70s, right? So
Yeah. Or like you even the great example was the Electra Girl,
Electra Diamond Girl.
Yeah, exactly. Like that energy's there, that vibe is there, and I think you guys really nicely. You're making it your own, but also kind of paying an homage to that.
We are.
Yeah, definitely. The handyman, handyman. Remember? God.
Oh yeah,
from The Living Color.
Yeah, that's right.
Handyman.
The handyman, exactly.
Yeah,
So
no, that was.
I have one more link. I want Mauricia to say her piece about issue number 2.
Okay, so do you want me? Let me see. I can add you to the stream again. Is your computer set up?
It's that. Oh well. It's that other link that I put in the chat.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the second one here?
Yeah, second one. Yeah.
Okay, let me bring that one up. Hang on.
Okay, cool. This is Mauricia. She plays Vendetta in the comic, and you can see her in her full costume. She also produces her own comic book called The Music Maker, which has a couple issues out.
And Granddad will bond.
Let me get through this ad here.
There we go.
Hello, Heroineburgh fans. I am Vendetta, the Italian spirit of vengeance, starring in the live-action series and also in issue 2 of Heroineburgh Comics, with art by Jason Wright of DC Comics. Where can you get it? In stores all over Pittsburgh, all over North America, and in other places worldwide. For a complete list of shops, check out the description below. Or order directly from our website, heroineburgh.com. Now, please excuse me. I must get back to fighting crime and corruption in the Steel City.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, we try to keep it short and sweet, but so she plays a character that I would characterize as being a cross between Huntress and Mockingbird, if that sounds right.
Yeah. Italian spirit of vengeance. That sounds like
the Italian spirit of vengeance, and she fights with Mockingbird's fighting sticks, or a modified version of that. So yeah, rather than the crossbow, Huntress's crossbow would be a little dangerous for us.
Right.
Don't rule it out.
Yeah,
Johnny, that sounds like our mothers when we used to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Italian spirit of vengeance.
Oh yeah. Oh, you don't even know the half of it.
I do.
I've seen some shit, man. I was a troublemaker growing up, so I put my poor parents through hell.
Awesome. And so this is awesome, guys. I really like what you're doing here. And did you have any other artwork or anything you wanted to share, or was that pretty much it?
What's Wayne working on?
Well, yeah, Wayne, what you got there?
Wayne's been diligently sketching, and I kind of wanted to find a moment to say, "Hey, can you tease something here?"
I am working on a print that I'm hoping will look good on conventions when we open up again. Online selling as well. Yeah. This is an idea I actually had years ago. I don't own the characters, but it's a great mishmash. I just can't resist doing this illustration. Okay. So let me just pull this up here, see if it works for me. Okay.
Yeah, if it's on, do you have it on your computer?
Entire screen. Yes, I do. And right, let's see. Okay, there we go.
And here we go.
Oh, sweet. Can you zoom in a little closer on that?
I am going to do so.
Let me see what you got going here. Hold on.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Oh,
sketch here that they were arguing about Predator, Alien, Star Wars, Star Trek, and I just got Darth Vader versus a horde of the aliens.
Yeah,
and I've never been able to shake it out of my head. So
that's great, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody try to do something like that where Darth Vader fights the aliens. That's really cool.
That's
very
awesome.
Cool. Oh, I love the red.
Whoa. This is the way I'm doing it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Just highlighting from the lightsaber with some white and red. getting the characters in. So I got all those characters I'm trying to like work in and get touched up here and get everything done. But this is one I'm really loving, especially that little highlight here on the alien.
Yeah.
Coming along great.
Yeah, great job. It looks
Wayne
really
Brown.
cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to see like an acid blood variant, a couple of burns, a couple of splashes.
Yeah.
I was wondering what to do about that. I'm still thinking about it. And this one here is
cool, man.
Little tribute to Captain America from Jack Kirby style kind of. I kind of took his style and I'm just painting instead of
I like that he's standing on the flag too, like the stripes. That's really cool. Like how you bent the flag kind of around him.
Right. Well, when I sketched it up, because just a sketch here, but there it is. Ooh. That's all I had. I had no idea what to do for a background, so I just kind of like deconstructed the American flag a little bit, and
I like that.
Gave it like an action, kind of like he's breaking through, kind of feel to it. The old school kind of comic books, if you will.
Yeah, it has like that Kirby pose too, which is really cool. Like he's coming right at you,
Right.
Love that stuff.
I just loved Captain America growing up. I love Jack Kirby's art. So yeah, this is a print I'm doing up here as well. Other than that,
do you sell a lot of prints at the show?
What's that?
You sell a lot of prints at the show? When you do a convention?
I'm sorry, it's the smart aleck in me. I'm just like, well, not in the past year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I know that.
So, no, I'm trying to do it online. The past year, I think we all have.
Yeah.
I'm kind of late in doing that. I kind of got stubborn, I guess.
Yeah.
I listened to all the hype. Oh, it'll be over. It'll be over soon. It'll be over soon. It'll be over soon. Yeah, it wasn't over soon.
I think we're in it for another year, or until the end of this year at least.
Right. So I'm trying to get some stock put up there. And, I'm on DeviantArt, Wayne A. Brown 35 at DeviantArt. Check out some of my artwork I got there. I have illustrations, digital paintings, things like that.
Awesome.
I'm also on Patreon, which is Wayne's Weird World. I'm got some ideas for my own comic since I have a little free time now. The other projects, or at least until Heroineburgh kicks up and we start again on the next issue. So I have some free time. I'm thinking some ideas to do for maybe a book or a strip or a web comic. I'm still trying to navigate those waters right now, but this is a recent predicament.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I thought, we're at about the hour mark. I thought a fun thing that we could kind of end this episode with is if we go around the room and everyone, like besides Heroineburgh, tell us your favorite female hero or villain. I think that would be kind of a fun.
Wait, I'm not allowed to tell mine.
You're not? Why?
Oh boy.
I'll let them think about it first. I've got to ready for that
something
kind of thing.
outside of Heroineburgh, right?
Right.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, like in the main two, or even
Yeah. No, of course.
Boy.
It's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good. I gotta go for me. I'm gonna go classic Wonder Woman. I mean the ultimate, for me is.
I've got mine ready. With DC, it's Power Girl.
Power Girl's a great one.
With Marvel, it's She-Hulk. And then, as I mentioned earlier, with Indies, it would be Empowered and Adam Eve.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really like Adam Eve a lot too from Invincible.
She might be the best superheroine created. She might be the best superheroine created in the 21st century. I got to tell you.
I agree.
I mean, Kirkman is so good. Kirkman is just so good at it. I love the show. The cartoon's been amazing.
Yeah.
I just finished the second omnibus. I've never. I kind of missed the whole Invincible train when it was coming out monthly, and I'm like amazed at how good that book is. It's I think Kirkman's best work. I mean, screw The Walking Dead, screw everything else he did. I think Invincible is his best work.
Ryan Otley, great artist too, that worked on that book.
Yeah. I love the style. and it's like a fully realized superhero universe. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. How about you guys?
Let's
Wayne?
hear from the boys, as it were.
Well,
If you bring up the question, there's only two women that pop into my head, and I love them both ever since I started reading comic books.
Okay.
In Marvel, it's Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow's great.
Back when she was kind of like more of a mercenary villain assassin back in like the 90s versions, where she just pops up in Daredevil or Spider-Man or whichever book.
Yep.
I was just like, I love this character. Why are we not seeing more of her in her own book or something back then?
Yep. Yeah, great.
And the other one is, without a doubt, Catwoman.
Yep.
Who's probably the most femme fatale of all femme fatales.
Yep, I agree.
Her whole character, it's just fantastic from beginning to end. You could do anything with that villain. Good, she could be a good guy. She could be a bad guy. She could steal. I remember when she stole her wedding dress for the Bruce wedding thing before it broke up. You remember about a year ago, I think it was.
Yep.
It was fantastic. I'm like, that's just Catwoman.
Yep.
Boom. It's just natural. So those are the top two in my book. Which one out of them? I'd probably go with Catwoman because she's just so awesome.
Yeah.
We actually we put several cameos of comic books in our episodes. One of them was actually Ted Sikora's book because we're very good friends with him. But another one was a Jim Balent Catwoman issue.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah, Jim Balent, I really like his stuff. How about you? Ben?
It's my turn.
Favorite?
As a enthusiast for the mystic arts, I'm going to go with Alan Moore's Promethea.
Great one.
Nice.
That's a great book.
Swept I think it won everything that it could possibly win with the awesome art and Alan Moore's amazing, mind-blowing scripts.
That whole comic was a mind F.
Yeah.
It's great though. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's Alan Moore. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Anything else?
He's going off on, and he manages to take the sort of the world of the esoteric and mesh it seamlessly into a superhero genre, and it's great.
Yeah.
And as far as Marvel, I'm going to go with, because this is technically DC, whatever, or a subsidiary thereof, but I'm going to go with John Byrne's She-Hulk.
Yep.
I find myself asking, she's breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool, and I'm just asking myself, if they can bring that to either the big screen or the small screen, what a tough casting pick that's going to be. She has to be funny, has to be ripped, and that level of an actress. And I don't know who they're going to do, but I hope that they go there, because that would be a great sort of way to follow up, with the success that Deadpool has, and kind of, taking it to the next dimension.
She needs that sensational hair.
Yeah.
I know. Just the hair alone is.
We got some great ones from the chat as well. We got Ryan Wynn saying White Queen. That's a great one.
Good one. Yeah.
Chitara from Harry.
Oh, yeah.
My wife is saying Lady Death. That's a great one. Adam Warlock, Satana, and Black Canary. It's all about the fishness. Gotta agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hey, we all have our fetishes. Okay?
Have you ever
Evans? Is that?
Have you ever seen the animated Lady Death movie?
No.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing.
Woman.
I have to look for that.
Stripperella, I remember that. That was one of those Stan Lee, one of his last creations there towards the end, wasn't it? Stripperella was on Spike TV or something.
That was a thing.
And my wife, Sensational She-Hulk, was her favorite as well.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone liked that. I wonder how the show is going to approach that character. If it's going to be like the Byrne stuff, or if it's going to be like,
I know.
I'm curious to see how they do that eventually. HB, did you give us your choice?
I think he gave us a few.
Well, yeah, I said Power Girl, She-Hulk, Adam Eve, and Empowered, but actually, going even further back, I guess, I guess when I was creating my very first characters, I would take George Perez's characters and draw tracing paper over them and put new costumes. So if I was tracing Donna Troy or Starfire, then yes, that's what I was doing in 1980.
Nice. That's great. And Johnny, did we get yours?
Well, so Adam Eve was kind of on my mind, but it's been said. Yeah, I think one of the other ones I would have to say is maybe like Phoenix. I thought that was really Phoenix and Dark Phoenix. I thought that was such a great storyline, and like to have such levels of power, and you know what I mean. And then also just like the human connection and that balance. Like I thought that's really cool.
I gotta say, and while we're talking about Invincible, Monster Girl's pretty rad too.
Yeah,
I really like her.
awesome.
Really cool character.
But also, you know what I wanted to say, but like she's not a comic character, but like Sarah Connor, right? Sarah Connor from Terminator and like Ripley from Aliens, like those are like the female characters I was always fond of. You know, like they're just kind of like unexpectedly badass. You know.
Yeah, or even like Kate Beckinsale from like the Underworld movies. I thought she was great. You know, stuff like that. I love when they do that, like when they get a really good actress to play and you believe it. You know what I mean? It's like believable, you know.
Yeah, especially even like Linda Carter, because like Linda Hamilton rather. I was thinking Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2, but also Linda Carter for Wonder Woman. Like same thing, like. You see this actress grow into the character so well, you know.
Yeah, she starts as a waitress and then she becomes this warrior. So what a great arc, you know.
Yeah,
so cool.
And then Harry once again sidetracking us. Vicky from Small Wonder.
Yo, I don't trust the robot girl.
Yeah.
She's like Ultron in disguise or something.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're gonna go that way, I'm changing my answer to Columbia from Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. All right, so we'll start to wrap up now. Like I'd love to, if you guys want to go around the room and give us links to where people can find you and like best way to get in contact with you, that kind of stuff, be great.
Let's go with the boys first.
All right. Wayne or Ben, did you want to start us off?
Mine's real short. It's just Benjamin Zeus Barnett on Facebook. I'm not like you guys. I don't have a bunch of websites and links and stuff.
So people can friend you on Facebook. They just look up your name and friend you?
Benjamin Zeus Barnett. You can get the tarot deck. There's lots of art and weirdness. And that's it.
Awesome.
How
about you, Wayne?
Wayne A. Brown, 35, DeviantArt, and Wayne's Weird World on Patreon, where some of the stuff you saw me doing, I'm actually going to be giving those away to my Patreons. Free downloads, high-res downloads, $3 a month.
Okay,
so
is that
at least one a month more?
The one tier? There's like usually a couple tiers with Patreon, right? Is there a couple tiers on yours?
Right now, it's just that one.
Okay. $3, that's reasonable. And
I'm keeping it simple. I do my art, you get it, $3. It works.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. You know, give people you give them something for their money, and they keep coming back. You know,
exactly. So that's what I'm hoping.
All right, so Patreon, and then anything else? You said DeviantArt. Is that it?
DeviantArt, and that's about it right now. Yeah.
Okay. You on Instagram at all? People check you out there or no?
Was signed up on it, but I don't think I can find.
You don't do it much, okay? No problem.
It's like, what did I do with that? I can't remember.
The password.
What happened was my cell phone, like about 3 months ago, just died, and I had to get a new one. And of course, everything was just.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like oh, don't worry, it'll all carry over to the new phone. Yeah, it did.
Never did. Never did. And how about you, HB? What's some links where we can check out Heroineburgh?
Sure. Well, so we do have a DeviantArt called Heroineburgh. We have a Facebook that's called Heroineburgh. We have a YouTube channel that's called Heroineburgh, and that channel has a couple hundred clips, outtakes, character intros. It has interviews with interview with Wayne. Has a bunch of stuff on there. And our Twitter is Heroineburgh1. I don't remember why I did that, but that's how it is. I mean, there's nothing else. Basically, there's nothing else in the world spelled Heroineburgh but us. So 100% of your Google searches will come up with it anyway.
Okay.
And finally, last but of course never least is our website, from which you can actually do the downloading of the videos and the purchasing of the comic books and the looking at the list of stores where you can buy it.
Yeah, you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you guys before we go, I know we're doing the plugs and everything. You guys are in a bunch of stores. Was that all grassroots?
Yep.
Oh, really? Reaching out to stores on your own, and
if you have time for like a 2-minute story, I guess.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I was curious about that.
These guys know what I've been doing. Basically, I guess this is how it goes, right? I mean, we're too small to really get Diamond to notice us. Our friend Marvin, who does The Edge, he spent 8 years publishing his own comic and finally hooked up with Second Sight, and now he's with Diamond, But we can't do that yet. When I started putting out the comics, we had COVID coming up, and Diamond shut down, and there was rumors or plannings for Alterna to do a distro, but Pete never kicked that off yet. I understand he really needs to get employees to really make that happen. Yeah.
Pete's a one-man show.
I know.
Too much going on.
He could not do a distro unless he had 2 or 3 other people. So basically, when the COVID hit, a Facebook page came up. It was called Plan C Distribution.
Okay.
And basically, it was founded by the people from the Comic Book Shopping Network.
Okay.
There are a bunch of comic book people who sell their stuff on Facebook on Facebook live streams, and it's run by people like Jesse James from Arizona, Jen King from Texas. They all own stores, and they founded this distribution network to temporarily connect retailers directly with publishers. And so a bunch of retailers rushed in, a bunch of publishers rushed in. I got a bunch of contacts, and after a while found that it was just as easy to contact stores directly. In fact, easier than any other method. So
wow.
What we do is I contact maybe 500 stores and 125 say yes, right? So 25% batting average. And I found a lot of interesting people all over the country, some just amazing people.
That's great.
Some of the stores we got references to were from other creators. In fact, like for example, Ted Sikora in Akron, the creator of Tap Dance Killer and Bloom, he gave us a list of a dozen stores and 10 of them took our books. So,
oh, wow.
You can't beat that kind of stuff. We're blanketing Ohio. We have a lot of stores in Western New York, New Jersey, Florida, Pennsylvania, Texas, and we have a dozen stores in the West Coast. We're working it slowly. And the idea is to add, about 3 or 4 stores a week.
Great job.
Bill them through PayPal or send them an invoice in the mail and see what they think. We can offer a starter pack of as little as 3 per issue, or some. There are also several online stores that have taken our book, like mycomicshop.com and Mile High. He's a big online.
Yep.
So between all of those things, we're getting it out there in ways that almost nobody else is doing right now. So
that's very grassroots, and that's why I was curious about what you guys were doing.
Yeah, that's the story behind it.
And it's like, and anyone could do that. They just gotta dig in, look for those contacts, and then do the work, basically.
Yeah, I've really only heard of one other guy in the past year who has been doing it at all. So we're almost unique in that respect.
That's awesome. And I think there's like you were saying, like you hit up a bunch of stores and maybe half of them will take the book.
Yeah.
That's a common thing. Like there's like a lot of stores that only get Marvel and DC and nothing else. So it's like, it's just finding out which stores are still friendly to indie books and that kind of thing,
Or they're too big, they're too busy, there's too many chains, involved. Yeah, I mean the best time I have with selling the book is when you talk directly on the phone to the guy who's been usually it's a guy who's running the store for the past 30 years. And, just when you say it looks like George Perez, Bronze Age, Bill Black, Femforce, they know exactly what that is.
Okay.
And, so it's not like, somebody who doesn't know anything. You're talking to the guy making the decisions, and they've been there a long time, and they're sympathetic to the idea of indie books to begin with. I mean, if they remember the 80s indie explosion, right?
Yeah.
Then they'll remember what we're doing. They'll understand.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great to hear. I mean, I really like what you guys are doing overall with everything, Johnny, did you have anything you wanted to promote before we head on out?
Well, I just wanted to thank these guys all for coming on. We really appreciate you guys taking the time. Ben, Wayne, HP, busy schedules, and I really appreciate you guys sharing, your craft and your love of the creativity you put into this project. The only thing I was going to say is, keep an eye out for Surrounded by Death. I'm going to be launching that Kickstarter soon in a couple of months, and look for Movie Preview Show on Facebook.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. Nothing for me on this time. I'm waiting for my book so I can fulfill my campaign. So that's where I'm at.
As you do.
Yeah.
How did Mighty Mascots wind up doing?
For the campaign?
Yeah.
Campaign did really well. It was because I would, EVS really made a difference in the campaign. He mentioned the book a couple times. Like, I found out that it's his favorite Alterna book. And so when I was doing the campaign, he was talking about it a bunch. And that really went from a $5,000 campaign to a $15,000 campaign just because of him.
And of course, Pete Sametti.
Pete helped me build the campaign and, really gave me pointers on what to put in there and what to do. So yeah, I can't thank Pete enough. Pete's done so much for me. So it's
he's super nice. And
he's super nice and busiest guy in comics.
I hear you're working with Don Chin too. We saw that Johnny got his X-Farce book. Guess what I got today in the mail? Shihaikyo. It looks awesome.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that looks like a great book too. We know Billy up here. He's up in our neck of the woods, and we see Billy at all the conventions. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to modding a lot for their channel, and also I met Billy in December 2019 at Big Apple Con.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll get together with him and Niall and that crew at Terrificon this summer. We're definitely going up. Me and Marvin and one of our actresses are going up. Got an Airbnb and everything.
You guys are going to Terrificon.
Oh, I got an Airbnb above an Irish pub in Norwich.
Nice.
Forget about the hotel. Our Irish pub is going to become Party Central. That's what
Johnny, are you doing Terrificon this year? I never asked you.
I'm debating. I'd like to. I'm a little apprehensive about.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. I guess it depends what other.
If I don't go and don't do it, I'll have kind of a little bit of a fear of missing out, and one of those kind of things, and
we'll see.
Kind of align with issue 2 was Surrounded by Death, so it might work in my favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it, but if we do Terrificon, definitely come by the booth. And we'll try to find you guys too.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
Yeah,
awesome. All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. It was nice chatting with all three of you guys and learning about this series. Everybody out there should go to heroineburgh.com, check out these guys' work, their hard work on the show, buy an episode. Is there a specific episode you recommend to everybody? Should they start with number 1 and then work their way up?
No, the idea is that they're all self-contained enough that you can pick whatever you want. But the good thing about it is you can watch the YouTube channel and get an idea of all the characters from the clips, and then pick whatever your favorite is, and then you can see the photos and select by your favorite. The way it works is the the first season was origins of all the characters, right? And then at the finale of the first season was the formation of the Heroine League, right? So then the second season is like CW shows where there's multiple plots going on at once.
Okay.
So yeah, it's easy to choose because you've got all the plots written out there. There's plot synopses and there's plenty of photos. So, but our new one is 19. So if you want to start with the latest, high quality, well produced action, edited by Trey Duplain, and webmastered by our friend Andy Johansson. They do such a good job with it. I would pick the new one and then maybe go backwards.
Awesome. All right, great. All right, well, you heard it there from the creators, so definitely check that out, guys. And I believe, Johnny, I think we're back next week or the week after. I'll have to look. I'll send the schedule.
Our schedule's been crazy.
Never prepared with that kind of stuff. Worst host ever. But anyways, guys, have a great night. Thanks for joining us in the chat, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Adios.